Well, so let's talk a little bit about like the frequency of training each muscle group because that's important too. The frequency at which you train those muscles is important for them to respond in a manner that creates hypertrophy. So the most research shows that they should be trained at least twice a week to maximize muscle growth.
Which makes sense.
For sure.
But there wasn't really a difference between 2 and 3, right?
Right. So if you want to train a muscle group 3 times a week, go
Must
for it.
love that muscle group.
Yeah. I just really love doing bicep curls. I'm just going to do them 3 times a week.
Yeah, or abs. People are always like, I have an ab day. And I am always like, what's an ab day?
I know. I just have ab work like every day.
Yeah. What is an ab day? You just do crunches for an ab. I'm sorry.
That's
If you have an ab day, you can have an ab day. That makes me want to puke. Personally.
Well, so the American College of Sports Medicine has a position stand on the progression models in resistance training for healthy adults. And I think it's really interesting because they break it down for novice lifters, intermediate lifters, and advanced lifters. And so these are the kinds of questions that we get all the time from you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the difference between, hey, I'm just starting out, what should I be doing? Or, hey, I've been doing this a long time, what should I be doing? So if you have no experience with resistance training, or you've not done it for several years, or when I say like no experience, maybe a couple months, so like you're brand new.
Yeah.
It's recommended that the loads correspond to a repetition range that's in the 8 to 12 rep max, and that you train 2 to 3 days a week for novice lifters. If you're an intermediate to advanced lifter, you would want to, so an intermediate lifter, they define it as someone who's got 6 months of consistent resistance training experience. An advanced lifter is an individual with years of resistance training experience. So it's recommended then that you can use a wider loading range, somewhere between 1 rep max and 12 rep max in a periodized fashion.
Yeah.
With emphasis on heavy loading in the 1 to 6 rep max range, and using 3 to 5 minute rests, like we talked about in the
Long
beginning.
rests.
Yep. And so for intermediate lifters, the recommendation was training 3 to 4 days a week. And for advanced lifters, it was 4 to 5 days a week.
Now, is this because they didn't see any added benefit of adding an extra day in for beginner lifters?
I think it was to give them more rest and their body more time to recover. Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep. Just like running, right? Like if you're new to running, you're not going to go run every day. Whereas someone who has run multiple marathons might be able to handle running 5 to 6 days a week. But if you're new to it, you're not going to be able to do that. Your body is going to
freak out.
And you're going to break down your tendons and ligaments like so much faster than they can actually build back up. You have to work up to it.
That's what I did. I love that I chose running and I don't run. It's like, here's a running example. I don't do it.
I know. Neither do I.
Ugh, I hate running.
If someone's chasing me, I'll run.
I ran after my cat after she ran out of the house. I was surprised how fast I could go. I think that's the fight or flight. I was like, oh no, come back, you dum-dum.
Right.
Yeah. So that's hypertrophy in a nutshell. It's beneficial. Keep in mind when you're competing. So if you are competing, I would say more than 8 weeks out, you probably don't really want to hit a hypertrophy cycle at 8 weeks out. If you are competing 12 weeks, that's almost perfect. You can do 6 weeks and 6 weeks, just depending on if you're an intermediate or a beginner. And that just is a testament to how long you've been lifting. If you have a coach who knows you, and if you have a coach at all.
Right. And if you don't have a coach and want a good cycle to follow, like Mary said, we've got a free 10-week cycle on our new website, femalestrengthacademy.com.
Yep. And it's something I wrote for myself, so I know that it works. I tweaked it a little because there were some stupid things that I did in there. Like, took out some things.
This is how we learn. We use our bodies
Yeah.
as experiments and
Yeah.
then tell you guys what to do or what not to do.
Yeah. I never put an athlete through something I wouldn't A, do myself, or B, haven't tested or haven't had like a really good contact with someone who has tested it, because I just don't want to throw out a program and have someone get injured because I did too much too soon. So just keep that in mind.